What new mountain bikes do we most want to see? If you're watching this, then just like me, you probably love nothing more than seeing the latest, flashiest, groundbreaking new bikes and mountain bike tech. So here come the bikes that we at MBUK most want to see in 2024. Some are existing models which are due a revamp, and some are entirely new platforms. I'm not only going to focus on the expensive models either. Let's dive right in. Last year we saw GT athletes riding around on an exciting looking prototype bike, which turned out to be a new iteration of the GT Sensor, which is GT's short travel trail bike. If you're into longer travel bikes, the last update to GT's Force platform happened way back in 2021, and that bike has a few fans. Our test team said downhill performance was really impressive, so enduro riders will be well keen to see an updated version, if it exists. Unfortunately, GT won't have an Enduro World Cup race team in 2024, which we're sad to see as fans of racing and of iconic brands like GT. And with their departure from top-level racing, will there even be impetus for a redesign of the fabulous Force at all? We don't know, but if there is one, I just hope it keeps the high pivot suspension design. I'm rather partial to a good idler. Cogs. We want to see something new on the gravity end of the spectrum from Specialized this year. Specialized Enduro was last updated in 2020 and features Specialized 4-bar FSR suspension system. Click the link here to see the current Enduro go head to head with the new Slash, to see if it's still got what it takes to mix it with more recent bikes. Specialized might be thinking that it's time to update the Enduro again, and there's been some patent applications from Specialized floating around which show a new suspension design that shockingly doesn't feature Specialized's iconic FSR suspension system. Now, FSR has been a staple of Specialized bikes for over 25 years, so if Specialized have come up with something different, you can bet it will be impressive. But a little more on that pattern. Well, the new linkage has been dubbed UBB, which stands for under bottom bracket, and it looks similar to the linkage used by Italian brand Ancelotti or boutique British brand Arbor Bikes on their RB2. It keeps the weight low down on the bike and could look rather nifty on a new Enduro, if that is indeed what Specialized have planned. This new linkage won't come as much of a surprise to fans of World Cup downhill racing, who will have watched Loic Bruni and Finn Isles rocking a rather special bike for the last 2 seasons. It was finally unmasked late last year and uses a single pivot swing arm and a linkage which routes under the bottom bracket shell. A new demo based on this prototype would be seriously cool, but will one arrive this year? We can only speculate. Now 2024 is indeed an Olympic year, so cross-country will be in the spotlight as the best riders in the world try to win an Olympic gold in Paris. Perhaps this will spur on direct-to-consumer brand Canyon to release a revamped version of the Lux World Cup, their cross-country race bike. They have just updated the longer travel 120mm Lux Trail model after all. Could a new Lux World Cup follow in its footsteps? The current Lux World Cup is a full suspension XC race bike with 100mm travel and steep angles for responsive handling. A revised Lux World Cup could perhaps follow in the footsteps of other brands like Orbea with their 120mm travel Ois. This new breed of XC race bike features boosted travel and slacker head angles in response to rugged new tracks and aggressive descending races. We imagine a new longer travel Lux World Cup will be a proper beast on gnarly tracks. Canadian brand Devinci make the long travel Spartan, a bike aimed to rule on the enduro course. The latest iteration of which has been around since 2021 in all its lovely high pivot 29-inch wheel coolness. It reviewed well, with MBUK giving 4.5 stars out of 5, but we think perhaps it could still be time for an update. A more recently released and longer travel Devinci is their Chainsaw, which sees the brand using an aluminium frame to create a bike which aims to offer shred-ready, high pivot performance at an affordable price. It can even be equipped with different stroke shocks to offer either 170mm travel or 180mm travel. We think a new Spartan could follow the affordable performance formula of the Chainsaw, but in a more enduro-focused, slightly shorter travel package. That would really be cool to see. Is there something spicy coming from Lapierre? Their Enduro World Series riders were on something rather interesting last year, and it's been far too long since we saw a new Spicy. It's Lapierre's flagship enduro bike with 170mm travel and 29-inch wheels. Perhaps then, 2024 is the year we see an updated version of this French fancy in the shops. Trek has already got 2 e-mountain bikes in their lineup, but is there something missing, and could 2024 be the year we see it? We love Trek's lightweight e-bike, the Fuel EXE. It's light, it's quiet, and doesn't it look awesome? If you prefer a full power, full weight e-bike, there's Trek's Rail, which has 150mm rear travel. So what more could we want? Well, more is of course better, so what about more travel? I would love to see a Slash e-bike based on their 170mm non-assisted enduro bike. This could be a serious weapon in the Enduro World Cup Series EMTB category. Whether this will happen or not is nothing more than wishful thinking on our part though, but Trek, we hope you're listening. Atherton Bikes make some amazing looking machines, and they'll surely be on our wish list. If only there was a budget option though. The Atherton downhill bike, the AM200, has numerous UCI World Cup wins and a World Champs win, which is super impressive from such a small company. They also have the AM170 freeride bike, AM150 enduro bike, and now the AM130 trail bike, which MBUK currently have on test. So watch this space as we'll be bringing you that very soon. All the current Atherton bikes use Dave Weagle's amazing 6-bar linkage called DW6, and the frames are made from carbon tubes tied together with additive manufactured titanium lugs. That means frickin' laser beam melted titanium, people. So what is left for them to do? Well, the bikes cost around £7,000, which is great value considering the amazing tech involved, but it's not exactly cheap. So will we see a more wallet-friendly Atherton bike coming in the near future? Well, we've seen some teasers that might suggest as much. It probably won't be made of titanium and carbon, as these are expensive and difficult to work with, but rumours are it could be made from aluminium and feature a simplified suspension system. Watch this space. YT just released a revamped version of the Devinci, which is their trail bike, with 29-inch wheels and 145mm travel. Perhaps that means that it's time for a new version of their full enduro bike too, the Capra. It features 165mm to 170mm travel, depending on whether you opt for the 29er or the MX wheel version, and was last updated in 2021, so you could say that a new iteration is due. Our test team loved the Capra 29 Core 4, which received 4.5 stars. Could a new version go one better, or half better, and get a perfect score? I love the Cannondale Jekyll. It's got high pivot suspension and it looks great. The current version is a 29er with 165mm travel and a hidden shock. It's hard to see how this formula could be improved upon, but this version has been out since 2021 and could be due a revamp. We saw their factory rider and former World Cup Series winner Josh Bryceland at Red Bull Hardline, and he was running an aftermarket link from Cascade Components, which allows fitment of a 27.5-inch rear wheel and boosts travel to 174mm. That is a seriously cool looking bike. Could a new Jekyll take influence from a build like this one? Our dreams aren't only of 5-figure fantasy bikes though. We also love a good value mountain bike, which gives riders on a tighter budget the chance to access the thrills and spills of mountain biking. That's why we want to see some new full suspensions from Calibre in 2024. Calibre Bikes have come out with some amazing products like the Boss Nut, which was a full suspension MTB with hydraulic disc brakes for around £1,000. The testers loved it and you loved it. And also Calibre's Triple B, which adds 10mm more travel than the Boss Nut, a dropper post and some higher spec parts. Unfortunately for prospective buyers though, some of these exciting models have completely sold out online. And the bikes themselves haven't been updated in a long time, so we have our fingers crossed that 2024 will be the year that we see some revamped models from Calibre up for sale again, hopefully still at a competitive price point. Even if we only get our hands on some of these fascinating dream bikes this year, it will still be a great year. Fingers crossed that MTB manufacturers are watching this video for ideas. Which new mountain bikes are you most excited about, and would any of the previous bikes tempt you to get your wallet out? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please drop us a like and make sure to subscribe. We've got plenty more videos coming, so keep a lookout. And if you want to keep feasting your eyes on the latest MTB tech, we've got just the video for you right here.